Hello, I'm Bryan Hinkle with 807 Art Studios. And unfortunately, due to a pandemic brought on by the coronavirus, we were all forced into having to find new ways to explore our creative outlets. And for some of us, we might be just now dipping our toe into painting. And for some of you, maybe you've been doing it for years and just wanted to watch this video because I have a funny accent and I really don't know what I'm doing. But today, I hope to show you maybe a little bit about the setting that I use to help me, and the colors and the process that I use to find them, and how I pick them out, which I really don't. And also, the palette knife, how I use it to achieve some of the textures that I get, and I'm able to keep the paint from what I call mudding up. Now that would be when the colors all mix together and you get this ugly gray or light brown or dark color. I've found it very easy for this to happen very quickly. So I hope these videos help you, and if nothing else, you can get a good laugh out of them. Enjoy. Alright guys, the first thing I want to talk about is the palette knives. So if you got the packet, you probably got a plastic version of something like these in these sizes. Like this possibly. And I typically use something a lot bigger, and I like something more like this line right here. But these still, you can get the same effect and they do great things. So what we're gonna do right now is I'm gonna take these and practice right here for you guys, some things that I do, and show you. We'll put some paint down and just kind of go at it. So when I'm on the canvas, I do just throw the paint on there. There is no rhyme or logic to it. Just kind of lay it out how I feel. Music usually going, and sometimes it doesn't come out. So there you go. So now that we've got some paint, I'm gonna move this off the way. Here for some examples. This first one right here. So what I typically do is I'll take a pretty good amount of paint, like so, and then I just glide it across. I try not to press too hard against the canvas. As you can see, it kind of creates a thicker effect. So I just take some. If I just rub that straight across, you can see right here. So you're not really pulling the paint from underneath it off. You're just kind of trying to pull enough on top to let that underneath layer expose itself. And I could do it again and barely just gliding the cloth across. You see this neat little effect here. And if you use a different one, let's use this one. It's a little dirty. It's alright. So you just go same thing though. I'm just gonna glide across. So when I come back across it, another color, pull just a little. I don't like that. Glide it right off. It's still under there though. So you can take and practice maybe these on your canvas, because with the abstract, it's alright. So there's some examples with some of these smaller ones. You also can create some pretty neat things just by dabbing. So there's some examples with these smaller knives. This should be about the size of the canvas that you got if you got the packet. I know you don't have these paints, but I want to let you know these are the paints that I typically use. I like these. They're pretty thick and they allow me to have that texture running across it. As can get kind of expensive, so you can buy some stuff to thicken up your paint, and it's a molding paste basically, and it'll help also. It hardens a little more than what I have preferred. So next we're gonna do some. I'm gonna use this bigger knife to kind of show you guys. I'm just gonna scrape off this. So the other thing I wanted to talk to you all about is mudding. So if you've got and you scraped across and across your colors when you're working, and you have a glob on your knife, and you start working, and you wonder why it's all the same dark shade or light gray, and you're just not getting any other colors out, but you know they're on there. So, and that's kind of an example of it. Now I have 3 different colors there. What I suggest is cleaning your knife off. I like to use my clothes, but and then taking some paint, going across, and then you want to just lightly scrape across. And you see, it holds on top of that layer. Now this is still wet. Now if you go in here and you start pressing on your canvas at an angle with your knife, you're just going to scrape that off. You might want that, you know, kind of. Then again, you're going to just start, if you just keep going back and forth, you're just really staying at that same, and you might want that, and that's fine. But if you want to bring across another color, that's how I'm going to do it, and it works for me. Next, picking my colors. I usually don't pick colors out before I start. I just kind of lay them all down. And right here in front of this canvas, I have all kinds. Probably continue. This is a good way for me to add a little bit of. But yeah, so I just have it down here at my feet while I'm painting, so I make sure that I just have everything that I need to be available to me at hand. I'll just look down and I'll see color, and the first one that reaches out to me, I pick up. I don't question it, I just use it, and it tends to work out for me. Other people like to plan things out, and that's fine too. It's just not my style, so I suggest maybe giving this a try, just kind of laying some colors out and looking down and see, and just go with the first one that jumps out at you or speaks to you. It might be because of the music that you have in the background, or it might be because of how you feel today. But pick it up and put it on the canvas and spread it out and see how it turns out for you. Next, I'll show you a little bit of how I kind of glide across. I use up and down and left and right pattern to create my abstracts. You might find circles or triangles. It doesn't matter really. It's abstract. That's what's so great. And so that's what I'll go ahead and show you now. Get another sample out here. So what I usually do is I'll just take a canvas, I'll take some paint, and just come out, go across. Alright, clean my knife off. And so what I like to do, and I'm going to try to do this way, let's see if it'll work out. This is upside down, so but I'll come down and I'll pick a spot. I don't really look, I just go with the music. If you can see this, I hope. And I'm just constantly, wherever I feel my hand wants to go, or my eyes might take me. And as you can see, I'm just going up and down, left, sometimes right, back up. If I see something I don't like, maybe come in here, create some lines, and go across. So as you can see now, I've created just this little bit of pattern, but also this texture. And that is really my emotion, I feel like, coming out, whether it's a strong stroke or a light stroke, or if I squeeze the paint really hard and have a lot of that color on there. You know, it's just a lot of factoring things that I don't try to control. And that's what's so great and fun for me about this. And I think you guys will have a great time trying this. And yeah, if it doesn't work out for you, save your canvas. The next video, that's what we're gonna touch on. Turn a mistake into a masterpiece, maybe. Who knows? Now, when I work with my abstracts, I typically use inspiration from my day, the week, or just if something that's been bothering me, or if I just need to let out, any kind of emotion. But most of my abstracts come from emotion, and by that, that's also kind of how I choose my paint. Now, when I get ready to paint, I typically will find me a nice little playlist, pick some music that I enjoy that's going to get me in the mood that I'm particularly feeling, whether that's happy, sad, mad, whatever that may be. But from there, I'll begin to maybe think about how the day went, and then just kind of look at my colors, and I keep them all thrown out just so I can grab them and I'm ready to go. And that's one of my pet peeves. I'm not very organized. Now, for some of you, you have to be, and that's fine. But for me, I like to have everything out, open, ready to go. If I feel I want to paint, I can paint. So, with that being said, I think we'll go ahead and get started. Go ahead and turn my music on, get some colors, show you the colors I have all laid out here, and we'll get going. All right, so as you can see, I've got all my colors spread out here, and I'm just gonna go for it on my canvas.